Welcome to Indianapolis, Indiana at the Lucas Oil Speedway for the trucks in the short track Super League. Tonight's race here at the half mile oval of the Lucas Speedway, the other track in Indianapolis. Also a pretty famous track. A lot of the Indy drivers and the NASCAR drivers have been here just as much as they have been at the Brickyard in Indianapolis. We're here for the, what is it, I believe it's the 9th round, the 8th round. Got to check myself here. It's not race number 5, it's race number 6 or 7, I believe. I made a mistake there. This is a track map of the Lucas Oil Raceway. It's 71 degrees Fahrenheit here tonight. The relative humidity is 48%. It's partly cloudy and there is no wind to speak of. The track temperature is only 73 degrees. That is very cool, and that is good news for the drivers. A lot less slip sliding around. You can tell by the images behind there that there's good grip on both the low and the higher side here. We've just come off the modifieds race, so I haven't seen much practice yet. We have 13 drivers entered in this race. You are currently looking at, let me see, that is Austin Reedy in the number 1 car, scraping the wall there. Brandon Hughes, we just saw him finish 3rd in the modifieds. He's already back here in his 111 machine, the Chevy Silverado truck, right in front of Samuel Fontaine, already pushing to be the 2 quickest drivers here. Field favorite Mark Herzog is there, obviously, and let's go and see if we can bring up the standings. We had a little trouble with that the last time. There you have them. No, that's not them. We'll get that fixed here. There you have him. It's Mark Herzog in front in this series by a good margin. We have 2 more races after this, so I would not go as far as that he has it completely wrapped up, but he's getting pretty close. Samuel Fontaine is in 2nd position there, and then from there on it is all very close. Brant Allen, Matthew Teller, Jake Brooks, the same guys that are doing well in the modifieds are doing well here. Jeff Horniak is there with him. Michael Steffen in 7th position, equal to Jeff Horniak. So there you have your standings. I see there's a little bit of an error there at the number 13 driver. That is Michael Benedetto. I'm sorry. So apologize for that. We'll get it figured out somehow. We are wrapping up practice here. The checker flag is out. We're going to go into qualifying, and we have 13 drivers that'll try to make this race. Individual qualifying, folks, so that means that the drivers do not see each other. We get to see them, however, and we can check out on anybody that is going out on track. First one out, it looks like, is Kevin Davis. And we're going to keep an eye on these guys for you, see if we can catch their lap times. They have 2 laps to get it done. 5 minutes of allocated time. So let's see if Kevin Davis can make an impression here. It looks like the cars run well there on the high side. And I believe we have, what is it? We have 150 laps to go here. I do believe they scored. Ooh, there we see Kevin getting it wrong on his first time lap there. That means that he's not going to be setting the time. Let's get this information out of your way really quickly and check on Michael Steffen, who is currently the quickest driver on the track. I do believe in their championship there'll be double points this time. special event for them as far as that is concerned. Matthew Telder picks up the quickest time here now in the O2 car. And it looks like Samuel Fontaine has pushed himself into third. Then it's Sean Hayes and Mark Herzog. Herzog now coming up to the second spot in the 47 car. He's always one of the quicker drivers. There you see his lap times. His second lap time was at 22.145. Oh, and it looks like Michael Steffen is one of the quicker drivers around here. And they are doing actually 3 laps as I can see here, because that lap did count. So that gives Herzog the ability to push it into the pole position with a 21.943, and he looks like he's even running out of fuel coming back into the pits. So he has once again put himself on the pole position there. Let's take a look here at Richard Benedetto in the number 52 car. It looks to me like he is the last driver out on track, and he's already put in 3 laps. He is in 7th position currently, and it looks like we don't have times for Brandon Hughes yet, so let's go see if Brandon is going out there. We have 2 more minutes to go, so he should be able to get that done. And it'll be interesting to see if they can race that high line as good as they can qualify on it. Looks like Brandon is currently the last driver out on track. A little bit of a slip slide coming off of turn 2 there. Turn 4. That was his first timed lap. He pushes himself into the 6th position. And there you have his second lap, just a tad slower, just 0.02 of a second slower than his first lap. No improvement. He's got 1 more to go. And it looks like Jason Coe, Luke Daniels, and Jake Brooks are not attempting to qualify. Haven't seen them on the track. Brandon Hughes, his 3rd lap. There you have it. And once again, no improvement. His first lap was his best one. And we do have Jason Coe in the pit lane, but I don't see any movement. Austin Reedy is there as well, but he's already got his times in. So no movement for Jason Coe, and Luke Daniels and Jake Brooks are also registered to this race, but I haven't seen them out on track. Qualifying ticking to an end here. We'll be going racing for 150 laps. There is your checkered flag for the qualifying session. And that'll bring us to the grid here. It'll be Mark Herzog on the pole position. Alongside him will be Matthew Telder in the O2 car. Then on the second row it'll be Michael Steffen and Samuel Fontaine. The 3rd row is for Sean Hayes and Brandon Hughes. Austin Reedy and Richard Benedetto are on the 4th row. 5th row for Kevin Davis and Michael Benedetto. Jason Coe alongside Jake Brooks on the 6th row. And the final driver is Luke Daniels on the 13th position, the 7th row on his own there. And we'll have to wait and see if he is actually showing up. We haven't seen qualifying times from Coe, Brooks, and Daniels. I do not see them on the track. Jason Coe is there, but I don't see Brooks and Daniels. And we're still also waiting on the pole sitter, Mark Herzog. There's Mark Herzog on the inside there. That is the 47 car, the O2 of Teller, on the purple car on the outside there. Then on the second row, see if we can bring him up a little bit closer. You see Michael Steffen in the 669 with Fontaine in the 91. The 111 of Brandon Hughes there, going to the track early. Austin Reedy in the number 1 car. Richard Benedetto in the 52. Kevin Davis in the 21. Michael Benedetto in the 25. Jason Coe in the 54. And that is the 11 drivers that are taken to the start. Jake Brooks and Luke Daniels are not here. One of the more popular tracks in NASCAR racing here, the Lucas Motor Speedway in Indianapolis. Indianapolis has more than one track, obviously. It's not just all about the 500-miler and the Brickyard 400. We have races here at the Lucas Motor Speedway a lot. I believe all the NASCAR classes are coming here. So, pretty popular venue. All right, pace car diving into the pits. We're getting ready for 150 laps around the track here with Mark Herzog in the leading position, championship leader.
Green.
There's the radio call. We are racing in Indianapolis. Mark Herzog diving into turn 1 in the leading position with Teller on the high side there. And Samuel Fontaine already picking up 3rd position, coming underneath Teller. And it looks like the guys are liking that high side, but Samuel Fontaine is staying on that lower side, trying to stay underneath. Ooh, it looks like Hughes is passing him on the outside in the 111 car. It looks like Samuel is choosing to do the same thing now, crawling up to that higher side. That seems to be working pretty well. And that kind of proves to you that it's not always the shortest line that is the quickest. The higher line lets you keep a little bit more speed and momentum off the turns, and that is the reason that sometimes that higher line just works a little bit better. We have trouble for Michael Benedetto. It looks like he spun it around. Let's go back a little bit further. He is in the back here, trying to keep up with the field. It looks like he's already in trouble here in mid-turn. Turns it around, slightly hits the wall, then he wants to get back going. And spins the wheels and turns it around again. So Michael Benedetto not having a good start. We did not go yellow because he was not blocking the racing line. He's back out there and he looks like he is definitely in trouble. Mark Herzog in the lead still. Matthew Teller hanging on to the 2nd spot. Brandon Hughes is now in 3rd with Fontaine behind him. Then it's Sean Hayes. Sean Hayes in the 16 car. Numbers a little bit hard to read there. Not sure if that matches his number in scoring. The 669 of Michael Steffen. The 1 of Austin Reedy. Kevin Davis in the 21. Jason Coe has worked his way up past Richard Benedetto already. And then it's Richard in the 52 and Michael in the 25. And it looks like Michael is in trouble. Not running very good lap times. It's getting a little bit better. He just doesn't feel very at home here. No problems for Mark Herzog, still out in front, liking that higher line. Brandon Hughes in 3rd position. Looked like he had a bit of a wiggle coming off turn 2 there. And let's ride along with him. that looks pretty solid. Looks like Michael Benedetto has once again hit trouble. There he is, coming off the turn. Once again, doesn't seem to be able to come to grips with the track or the car at this point. Backs it into the wall. That means his car is damaged on the rear end. That's not going to help his endeavor anymore. And he's staying out there and doesn't want to give up. One can always admire that. Then he's coming into the pits. That back end looks pretty bent up. The cones are really early here in the pit lane, so it makes for a long, slow ride there. Let's check on the leader, Mark Herzog. Lap 11, still in the lead, pulling away a little bit from Matthew Telder. Brandon Hughes staying with Telder fairly good. And then there's a little bit of a gap to Samuel Fontaine in the 91 Pennzoil truck. Sean Hayes a little bit further. He's got Michael Steffen on his inside now. Michael taking that, wanting to take that 5th place away from him. But the lower side doesn't seem to work as well as the higher side. Now it's Austin Reedy trying to come to the outside of Michael. And Michael is kind of caught out on the inside there. It just looks like there's not enough grip for Michael on that inside line. In the back there, we see Jason Coe trying to get around Richard Benedetto. I'm sorry, he was trying to get around Kevin Davis into 21. Not having any luck with that either. And it looks like Michael had to let go Austin. And that lower side just doesn't seem to work here tonight. Matthew Telder still in pursuit with Brandon Hughes behind him. A little bit of a touch to the wall there. Samuel Fontaine in 4th. Let's ride along with Samuel here. A little bit of understeer coming into the turn. But he gets off pretty good. He closes in on Brandon Hughes. You can hear he's easy on the throttle there. Ooh, once again, some sparks flying. That could be just the body work on the asphalt. Brandon Hughes and Samuel Fontaine in 3rd and 4th. There you're looking at Samuel Fontaine trying to come to the inside. Can't quite get it there. And you see the high side working well. Ooh, a little bit of smoke here. Not sure who that was. Herzog in the lead. We have Jason Coe having an incident. Ooh, Jason and Kevin Davis got together there coming off turn 2, I believe that is. Let's see if we can bring that back. Yeah, just a little bit too close together. It looks like they're both rolling again. Looks like Jason and Kevin both have lost a lap on the leaders. And behind there we see the 16 of Sean Reed being somewhat in trouble coming off that last turn. The number 1 is trying to push him as hard as he can. And you can see the 1 having to hold back a little bit on the exit of the turn on that lower side. Kevin Davis coming into the pit trying to get that stuff repaired. Let's go back here to Austin Reedy in the number 1 car. Sean Hayes is hanging on to 5th position. Fontaine is closing in on Hughes, not quite within striking distance. Austin Reedy now coming alongside the, same issue. Drifting up too far and hitting the 16 car of Sean Hayes. Let's bring that back for you once again. He's coming, the number 1 comes underneath there, trying to get that position. And he drifts up a little bit. At the same time, the 16 comes down a little bit. There's just not enough room for 2 cars on the same real estate. And the 16 gets turned around. Waits for a clear track, that's good. And turns it around and back on his way. We still have Kevin Davis in the pit lane. And yellow flag is obviously out now, so cars will be lining up. Kevin still in the pit. Sean Hayes is coming into the pits. That back end seems to be a little bit bent up. He's wiggling the car probably to try and find out if the suspension is bent. Let's hope for his sake that it is all fixable. Don't see any movement as far as tire changes is concerned. I believe they are restricted to 3 tire sets. Yes, they have maximum of 3 tire sets, so he might be saving those tires for later. And it looks like Michael Benedetto, we saw him in trouble early on in the race. He has left the race. Couldn't quite come to terms with the track and the car. And every once in a while you have one of those nights where it just doesn't want to work. And it looks like Kevin is not moving. Hayes is back out. We can check on the rear end of that car. That damage is still there. On a short track like that, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Although that one side looks like it's a little higher up than it used to be, that might hinder him a little bit as far as handling into turns especially. Straight line speed's not that big of an issue around here. And it looks like he gets to go ahead of Jason Cole. Davis is now 6 laps down. Cole is still on the lead lap, and Hayes is 1 lap down. There you're looking at Matthew Telder. Looks like we're getting ready to line them up. Fontaine and Hughes still together there on the second row. Michael Steffen and Austin Reedy on the third row. Richard Benedetto. There we go. We're racing already. Mark Herzog has a good start. Takes a couple of car lengths on Telder. Brandon Hughes had a good start there coming alongside Matthew. But he tucks in right behind him now. Telder having a bit of a moment there. Brandon Hughes trying to get underneath him. But like I said, that lower line is just really not working for him. Ooh, Telder gets a little bit too close to the wall, scrapes off some speed, and that allows Brandon Hughes to pick up second position. And that means that Matthews got to worry about Samuel Fontaine behind him. Yeah, Brandon Hughes has got a good lead on him already. Matthew lost a little bit of his momentum there. Sean Hayes going back into the pits, maybe deciding that that car just doesn't want to go in the right direction anymore. That's unfortunate. Telder seems to be struggling a little. Once again into the wall there. A little bit too hard into the turn. Samuel Fontaine cannot take advantage of it just yet. And it looks like Sean Hayes has parked it for the night. 8 cars left in the race. You're looking at Matthew Telder in 3rd position. Samuel Fontaine is behind him. Austin Reedy keeping up with these guys. Michael Steffen, a little bit of a gap, but he's still running pretty good pace. Jason Coe is struggling a little bit more. He's about 2 seconds behind, and Richard Benedetto looks like he's already bent up the front end of that car. Mark Herzog having no problems. Oh, look at Samuel Fontaine trying the inside once again. Austin Reedy, ooh, once again Telder into the wall. It looks like he's just coming into that turn a little bit too hot. And it's almost like he can use the wall to save it. Of course, you can't do that all the time because that's going to mess up the sheet metal. You can already see on the right front of his car, there he goes again. On the right front of his car, there is some damage to the sheet metal. Maybe we can see that a little bit better when they come around. Look for the right front fender of that car. You see the right front wheel is exposed a little bit. That means he's got some damage there. Samuel Fontaine's not been able to take advantage of it yet. But he's close enough by that more mistakes from Telder will definitely give him an opportunity. It doesn't look like it's easy to pass around here because that inside line just doesn't come in. Telder trying low. Fontaine now trying the outside. That might actually work. There you go. There you go. Fontaine picks up that 3rd spot on the outside of Telder. Well, that's a lesson learned. That means that the lower side just isn't working. And if you want to pass somebody, you got to try to maneuver to get to his outside. That seems to be working better. Let's check back here on Michael Steffen. He's hanging on to the tail end there. Ooh. Looks like Telder has a connection issue. Hopefully he can get that sorted out. Hopefully he doesn't lose a connection at all. Fontaine is now closing in on Brandon Hughes. Hughes going low. He doesn't want to give that high side away though. Nose to tail there. Oh, the 91 washes up almost into the wall. Telder is having a little bit more trouble. It looks like his tires are just not working for him anymore. Oh, Brandon Hughes into the wall. Let's bring that back for you. Nope, I got too far back. It was this turn. I'm not sure if it's the wall or if it's just scraping on the asphalt. It did bring Fontaine alongside him, and he got by. And it looks like now it's Hughes having a little bit more trouble. Both Hughes and Telder look like they are struggling a little bit on their tires. Lap 44. And there you see Austin Reedy trying to get a part of that. And Michael Steffen is right there with him, trying to take advantage of whatever happens. Oh, once again, Telder coming off that turn. It looks like he's loose. Ooh, there they touched. And that puts the 1-1-1 of Hughes scraping against the wall, and the one taking advantage is Austin Reedy there on the inside now. Brandon's not giving up. But it looks like Austin can't keep it alongside on that coming off the turn. Going into the inside is okay, but coming off the turn is not working. You see Hughes having a good jump coming off the turn there. Telder now back in third. But they're not running the same speeds as Fontaine and Herzog. About a half a second slower. Fontaine in second position, and he's about a second and a half behind Mark Herzog. That in the distance is Samuel Fontaine. Mark Herzog's looking to be in control here once again. Had a dominant win last time. Looks like he's in control here as well. Fontaine in second. Not really gaining either. And then it's Telder walking away slowly now from Hughes. Ooh, Hughes in the wall again. He's struggling with those tires. Oh, he's hoping for a yellow, I'm sure. Austin Reedy now getting by him. Once again stuck on that lower side. That doesn't seem to work. But he's taking advantage of the fact that Hughes is struggling with his car. Oh, and struggling with his connection a little bit as well. That might actually be part of the problem. Yeah, that might be part of the problem. Michael Steffen has gone by him as well. Brandon basically just hanging on now. Lap 51. A third of the race down. And as said, we are limited to 3 sets of tires, and that means they're going to have to manage that stuff. And regardless of tires, they do have to make a fuel stop as well. Austin Reedy getting into the wall there a little bit. That back end has had a little kiss from somebody as well. Telder hanging on to third. Losing ground on Fontaine though. Michael Benedetto gone to the pits. He's actually coming back into the race, it looks like. He's 45 laps down, and he's reappeared. Mark Herzog, no problems for him. Running fairly good lap times. Obviously, tires are wearing off, and he's not as quick as he was in the beginning, but he's still pretty much in control. Fontaine is running fairly similar lap times as him. It looks like Fontaine is crawling towards him just slightly, but not very quickly. In third place, we have Matthew Telder, now 4.3 seconds behind Fontaine. There you see Austin Reedy, Michael Steffen in the background, and Brandon Hughes. Brandon hanging on there, scraping the wall quite a bit now. Let's see if we can check that car for damage as they come off the turn here. He's got some scratches on it. It doesn't look too bad. Jason Coe still running. Still on the lead lap too. Brandon Hughes is going into the pits. He's had enough of this slip sliding around. He needs tires. He's the first one that decides to dive in and get some new rubber. And obviously that's going to lose him quite a bit. Pit stop around here under green is easily going to take you back a lap, if not more. There he comes back out. And he's back on his way. Looks like he's close to 2 laps down already. Let's see if we can find him. There he is. And there behind us, that's Mark Herzog, so he's close to 2 laps down. Richard Benedetto, 52 car in 6th position. It's Michael Steffen that's gone to the pit. Did he go around? Yeah, he had an issue. Something's wrong with the 669. He may have run out of fuel. Nope, he's blown the engine. He's blown the engine. Not sure how that happened. Let's see if we can hear that inside the car. Yeah, he's blown the engine. That'll be his race. Brandon Hughes on new tires is doing some good work here. He is the quickest car on the track, and if you look at your left side of the screen there, you can see he was running at 22.2. That is quicker than anybody has been so far in this race, including Mark Herzog. So Brandon Hughes is definitely well off with brand new tires here, trying to make up for lost ground. He is still a lap behind, but he's definitely gaining. Herzog still out. Of the running drivers, it's really Brandon Hughes is the only one that has been in the pits. And Brandon's doing a really good job here. Just trying to see if I could find Michael, but I can't get to him. There in front of the leader, you see the 52 car of Richard Benedetto getting another lap down. Actually, that's his first lap down. And it does look like Samuel Fontaine has closed the gap to Mark Herzog, slowly but surely. Ooh, it looks like the 52 gets into the wall there. Fontaine is now closely behind Herzog. They're running laps of 23.5 and 23.3, so they're a good second slower than Brandon Hughes on the new tires, but they are doing a very good job racing each other here. And a 91 is definitely trying to put some pressure on Herzog. Lap 71 of 150. We are getting close to the halfway mark, and these guys have not been in the pits yet. And there we're riding along with Samuel. Just tapping that wall there. They are definitely struggling on that rubber. And it looks like we're going to be coming on. This Jason Cole, he'll be the next one in line to get lapped by these guys. And Samuel now trying that inside again, trying to put pressure on Mark by showing himself or staying out of that mirror really. And one of the things you're trying to do behind somebody is to give him the impression that you're going to try and pass, and that way the guy in front will have to be looking in his mirror trying to figure out what is going on, and that is usually what initiates small mistakes, and that might help. There we see Herzog staying really... Oh, Herzog into the wall! That brings Samuel Fontaine right ahead of him. Let's see if we can bring that back. Coming off the turns here, he's very low. He's trying to get on the gas fairly early, washes up, and then scrapes the wall, and that allows Samuel Fontaine to get by him. Richard Benedetto coming in, and as he passed for the lead, Samuel has decided enough is enough. We're going to get new tires. Halfway into the race is a good time to get some new tires. Richard Benedetto, things are not moving there. Samuel Fontaine. That car's getting new tires. Brandon Coe coming in. Herzog still out there, and Austin Reedy is now in second position. Brandon Hughes now in third. Still a lap down from Herzog, but he's been on those newer tires for quite some time. Lap times are dropping off a little bit already, but he's still quicker than Herzog and Reedy. And Fontaine is back out and only lost one position, and that is to Brandon Hughes. And there's about 3 seconds between those guys, and I'm sure that Samuel will pick that up fairly quickly on those new tires. Telder has pitted on lap 74. Jason Coe has also just been out of the pit, same lap as Fontaine. So Herzog is still the only one with Austin Reedy together that's on the lead lap, and they still have to pit. Reedy is coming in as we talk about it. The number 1 car. Mark Herzog still out there. And what is fairly amazing is the lap times that he's running. 23.5. He's been very consistent running in those mid 23 laps. And yes, that is not quicker than Hughes and Fontaine, obviously, but that's on old tires, very consistent. Behind him, we see Jason Cole. That is not for position. Jason is 3 laps down. Samuel Fontaine has already worked his way past Brandon Hughes. We can try to bring that back for you real quickly here. There you have it, coming to the inside. Brand new tires as opposed to tires with about 20 laps on them. So Fontaine is now in the 2nd position. And he's running about a second a lap quicker than the 47 car. He's unlapping himself. And that is important. Fontaine is unlapping himself from Mark Herzog. And that means that if Mark is going to pit now, he will not be able to stay in front of Samuel Fontaine. So I'm questioning, is Mark Herzog staying out too long? He's about a second, 1.2 seconds slower than the 91. And mind you, he's still leading, but he still has to make his pit stop. And the longer he waits, the more ground he will lose on Samuel Fontaine. Brandon Hughes losing some ground on Samuel Fontaine as well. Like I said, those tires are, they were changed on lap 57, so they're not new anymore. He is catching up to the 47 though. Also is trying to unlap himself. And the fact that he's catching up to Herzog tells me that he's made up a full lap since his pit stop. He's made up a full lap. And if he passes Herzog now, he will be back on the lead lap. And I can't help but wonder, is Mark Herzog pushing this too far? Is he staying out too long? 90 laps on the same tires. Hughes now coming underneath him, grabbing back that lap that he lost as he pitted. That means that Mark Herzog, if he pits now, he will be back, coming back in 3rd or 4th position. If we look at Telder, where is Telder compared to so Telder is the 02 car and he's a half a lap behind the 47. Okay, now we have a yellow, and that is because the 25 of Michael Benedetto, he came back into the race. And unfortunately, not with all the best of luck. The car looks pretty beat up already. He brings it back out, turns it around, causes a yellow. The yellow could be good news for this man. because he gets to pit under yellow. He's not going to go down a lap. That's what he was waiting for. That's a chance to take, though. Samuel Fontaine also coming back in for new tires. He wants to be on the same kind of fresh rubber as Herzog. And look, Mark Herzog is still leading. Now he's losing the lead to Hughes, but they will be on the same lap by the time they get back racing again, and Hughes will be on the oldest tires. Herzog and Fontaine both on new tires. Telder not coming in, staying out there. He will be picking up second position. Herzog back out, Fontaine back out. Third and fourth now. Ooh, somebody is there. That's the O2 of Telder. Now, it would seem to me that Telder should be in front of Fontaine, but I could be mistaken. Hughes has decided to pit as well, and that is a little bit too late. He should have done that on that first opportunity. Jason Cole also coming into the pits. Well, Brandon's not losing too much. He'll be fourth when he comes back out. And then everybody, Fontaine, Herzog, and Hughes will be on brand new tires. The only one on older tires will be Matthew Telder. And those tires are right now 23 laps old. That means that he is probably going to have a little trouble keeping up with the guys on new tires. So as we were wondering about Mark Herzog's decision to stay out, it worked out well for him because he got the yellow he was hoping for, meaning he was not going down a lap as he pitted, and that is probably what saves his endeavor here. The first 5 cars back on the lead lap. Austin Reedy pitted last on lap 81. And he is on the lead lap. He'll be waved around the pace car. He'll get back to the end of the field. Richard Benedetto in 7th position. Their final running car, Michael Steffen. We know he is out. Michael Benedetto is running. And the yellow has been postponed. Did something happen? Nope. Not that I can tell. So leading is Samuel Fontaine in the 91 car. Brandon Hughes will be alongside him. Then it's Mark Herzog and Austin Reedy. Austin Reedy is 4th. And it's the 54 of Jason Coe that is alongside him, but he is a lap, or he is 2 laps down actually. There we go. The green flag is out. Samuel Fontaine hits the gas. He hangs on to the lead. Brandon Hughes in 2nd position. Herzog in 3rd. Austin Reedy is in 4th, but he'll have some cars to work his way around. Matthew Telder in 5th. Lap 100 of 150. We see Fontaine pulling away from Hughes a little bit, and Mark Herzog in the 3rd spot. It looks like Herzog is a little bit quicker than Hughes. So let's keep an eye on these guys. That is the battle for second position. And once again, Mark Herzog saved by the yellow. And let's ride along with him. Looks like the top three guys are fairly equal in speed. Fontaine with a 22.3, Hughes with a 22.4, and Herzog with a 22.38. So the top three drivers are pretty evenly matched here. Herzog a little bit more aggressive coming in this turn here. He's right on the tail of Brandon Hughes in the 111 car. What can he do?
Caution, yellow flag.
Let's go and find out what's... Ooh. It looks like the 02 gets in trouble because the 52 of Richard Benedetto bounces off the wall there. And it looks like Matthew Telder could not keep it out of the wall. Couldn't slow it down quick enough. And then he's having trouble finding reverse. There we go. And it looks like he's stuck on the wall. He has to take a tow towards pit lane. That's unfortunate. And it looks like Brandon Hughes is taking advantage of that yellow to change his tires. Looks like he's taking left sides only. Behind him, you see Richard Benedetto also in the pits. Brandon Hughes is taking his time there. That's not a good sign. There we go. Maybe had a little bit of damage that he wanted to get fixed. He hangs on to fourth position. Austin Reedy now in third. And it looks like Brandon will have a few back markers in between there. Fontaine still your leader. Herzog now in second. Reedy in third. And then at the back end there, behind the purple and black car, that's Brandon Hughes, because he has two back markers. And are the back markers being sent to the end of the longest line, to the end of the line already? Yes, they are. That's good news for Brandon. And a 25 of Michael Benedetto back in the race. 59 laps down, but still running. And in 10 laps, he will pick up a position from Michael Steffen. And that will mean more points, so you can't blame a guy for trying. Samuel waiting quite long before he gets on the gas. There he goes. We're going. We're racing. Samuel holds on to that lead in front of Mark Herzog. Brandon Hughes already picks up third position on the outside of Austin Reedy. Reedy on older tires. Last pitted on lap 81. Fontaine in the lead. Let's ride along with Mark Herzog, second position. You can hear he's fairly easy on the gas. Definitely looks like he's evenly matched with Samuel Fontaine. 22-2s, 22-3 for Hughes. Let's go check on Brandon. He is there in third position. Herzog right behind the leader. And on the last lap, it looks like Samuel Fontaine was actually a tenth of a second quicker than Herzog. Pulling away a couple of car lengths right now. Hughes is not faster than these guys. He's losing a little bit of ground. Not much, but just a little bit. And it looks like those guys are seriously evenly matched. 22.4 lap times. Just a... Oh, we have another caution. And it's once again the number 25 of Michael Benedetto. Losing it in the turns, trying to get out of the way. That's the leaders passing him there. And obviously that car is not quite looking the way it's supposed to, and that is part of the problem. Mark Herzog back into the pits. Austin Reedy into the pits. Michael Benedetto into the pits. And that is interesting. Mark Herzog is opting for new tires here. He was last in a lap 93 or 2, I believe. So Mark is gambling a little bit, I suppose. See if new tires can gain him something on Samuel Fontaine. He hangs on to the third position. Brandon Hughes now in second. The fourth position is in the hands of Jason Coe. Jason pitted last on lap 93. Austin Reedy, back out on the track, has dropped to fifth position because of that pit stop. Richard Benedetto in sixth position. Matthew Teller in seventh. And it looks like Matthew has left the race. Michael Benedetto still running. Like I said, he is on the verge of overtaking Michael Steffen, who is in the pit and hasn't moved. In a few laps, Michael Benedetto will pick up another position. And that's probably the reason why he's staying out there. Never die. So it looks to me like that pit stop for Mark Herzog was timed pretty good. He didn't lose any positions on track. Now he is the one on the freshest tires of the top guys, together with Austin Reedy in 4th. Fontaine's tires were last changed on lap 93. Brandon changed them last on lap 105. There you see the lights on the pace truck are out. We're gonna go racing. We are a double file, but we have back markers in between there. Samuel waiting long again. There he goes.
Green flag, green flag.
The moment he sees in his mirror that Herzog had to back off a little bit, that's when he went. And that is always a game they play. Mark Herzog picks up 2nd position. Oh, almost loses it, saves it beautifully, drops back to 4th behind Austin Reedy. Tires not quite warm enough yet, probably. Ooh, that was a save. That puts him back in 4th position. Austin Reedy on equal rubber as Mark Herzog. Mark now coming to the inside. Looks like he gets it alongside there. And he comes off the turn pretty good. Still side by side. He's not past there yet. That lower side is difficult. Now it looks like he's got a good run. Still not clear. Now he's clear. And now he's got to make sure he gets in front of that number 1 car. There you have it. Mark Herzog takes him a lap and a half, but he got 3rd place back. Samuel Fontaine leading, Brandon Hughes in 2nd, and Mark Herzog in 3rd. Austin Reedy back in 4th. Jason Coe still in 5th. Michael Benedetto in the 25 car has in fact passed Michael Stefan, who has not moved for a long time. So keeping it going paid off for Michael Benedetto. Brandon Hughes slightly scraping the wall, and it looks like Mark Herzog is catching up to Samuel Fontaine. He is now definitely a little bit quicker than Fontaine. New tires, as opposed to tires with 20 laps or more on them. It looks like Herzog is getting what he wants. But catching up to somebody is one thing, passing him is another. We know that inside line is difficult. Side by side, this is for the lead, folks. Back marker. That is Michael Benedetto. Stays out of their way. And Herzog is still not past there. Once again, loses that back end. Has to correct, and that costs him a little bit of speed. Fontaine hanging on. Side by side still. And he slots in behind the 91 car, waiting for another opportunity. And we see Austin Reedy in the back there getting racy with Brandon Hughes. That's for the 3rd spot. Mark Herzog is getting close. He is getting close. It looks like Hughes is having a little bit of trouble keeping it in a straight line there. Austin Reedy to his bottom. Michael Benedetto in trouble once again. There comes Mark Herzog once again to the inside of Fontaine. Can he make it stick? They're coming back up on Michael Benedetto once again. Still side by side, and in the background you see Hughes and Reedy. A battle for first and a battle for third. Hughes is hanging on to third. And once again, Herzog closing in there. Reedy back to the inside. Ooh, it looks like Reedy has passed Hughes. Hughes touched the wall. Austin Reedy in third. Herzog still trying hard. Lap 135. We have 16 laps to go. We have almost 20 laps on those tires, and that's when we will start to see them fall off a little bit. Mark Herzog putting pressure on Samuel Fontaine there. I think I remember Sam talking about, oh, he was happy with second behind Mark Herzog. Well, not tonight. And the yellow flag is back out. Let's see what happens. Ooh, it's the 25 once again. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, it just loses the back end in the turn. With the back end being remodeled that way, it doesn't look like he's got the grip he needs. That resets the whole thing. $14 laps to go. And it might be a moment for Fontaine to consider tires. Of course, that would cost him the track position. So what's he going to do? If he does, I'm sure that Herzog and Reedy and Hughes will come right along with him, because that would reset everything. Richard Benedetto getting a wave around. And it looks like Samuel is not going in for tires. So his tires were last changed on lap 93. Herzog and Reedy last changed on 117, so they're about, what is it, 15 laps fresher. And then Hughes' tires were changed on 105. So none of them have brand spanking new rubber on those cars. Yeah, it's definitely a tire race. Taking care of your rubber is very, very important. Only 3 sets. Oh, and that could be the reason he's not going in. He's already used his 3rd set. Didn't even think of that. Lights are off on the pace truck. There'll be 9 laps of racing left before we get, when we get the green flag. Samuel Fontaine is opting for the outside, it looks like. Austin Reedy and Brandon Hughes behind them. Jason Coe is actually back on the lead lap, so the first 5 cars are on the lead lap. All right. We know Samuel likes to wait until he goes.
Green, green, green.
There he goes. He waits for the radio call even. Still gets a little jump on Mark Herzog. Austin Reedy to the inside of Hughes. Looks like Reedy is picking up 3rd position, although Hughes comes off the turn pretty good. We're trying to keep an eye on both the battles here. Fontaine and Herzog for the lead. Hughes and Reedy in the background for 3rd place. There we have Herzog coming underneath the 91 car. Side by side off the turn. That bottom line just doesn't work well enough. Now it looks like he's... Oh, it's so close. The 91 still alongside him. Still side by side. Herzog looks to be ahead. No, Fontaine comes off the turn a little bit better. Still side by side. What a battle. Ooh, it looks like the 47 had to lift there. Fontaine puts it back in front. Hughes has come back in front of Reedy. In the background. Let's take a look at those guys. And it looks like the 669 is back out again. That is Michael Steffen trying to make up for that lost time. He is running 69 laps behind. Mark Herzog still trying very hard. And it looks like Hughes has got a little bit more control over 3rd position now. Lap 147. Mark Herzog looking for his opportunity. He needs Samuel to make that one slight mistake. 3 more laps to go. There he goes, back underneath. Samuel Fontaine hanging on that higher side. Oh, they touch. Herzog loses quite a couple of car lengths there. Had to get out of it. That may be what wins Samuel Fontaine the race. Herzog in 2nd now. Next time by, they'll be getting the white flag. Brandon Hughes is hanging on to 3rd. Austin Reedy right on his tail. Final lap. The white flag is out. Samuel Fontaine is leading. Mark Herzog, half a second. He lost on that little touch there. Tried a little too hard. Samuel Fontaine is going to be picking up the win here at Lucas Motorsports Park in Indianapolis, Indiana. It is Samuel Fontaine in front of Mark Herzog. Brandon Hughes is in 3rd. Austin Reedy brings it home in 4th. Jason Coe is in 5th. Richard Benedetto, 8 laps down in 6th position. Matthew Telder is 7th. He's not running. Michael Benedetto is running. He brings it home in 8th in front of Michael Steffen, who came back into the race in 9th position now. That is pretty good stuff, folks. Let's see you burn some rubber there, Samuel. There you have him, the 91 car. Samuel Fontaine from Canada. I'm sure he is excited and delighted. Let's go see if we can find some people to talk to here. Let's bring up your results. There you have him, Fontaine, Herzog, and Hughes. Let's see if we can find these guys. Samuel Fontaine, congratulations, my friend, on a well-deserved victory. This was not easy.
No, it was not. Thank you.
Tell me about it, buddy.
I guess 20 lap of difference on our tires, I guess. And no, I was trying to manage to keep him behind me, inside of me. Instead, the outside line it was like way, way better than the inside one. And I think that's where he lose a little bit of momentum with his new tire. And yeah.
Yeah, it looked, the entire race, it was pretty obvious that the high line worked really well coming off the turn. The inside line you could use, I guess, to get alongside, but you couldn't get off the turn there. And I guess what saved your race here was that Mark was right alongside, trying to come off the turn, and you guys had a little bit of a touch there. He had to get out of it, and yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah, I think that happened, but I don't think that thing saved my race. I think we will have a pretty close finish at the end if that little contact wasn't about to happen. But yeah, literally, like it was a fun race. The tire strategy always is a mess for us. I guess the odds are always against us because yeah, we tried to pit on a green flag run and to have an advantage if we don't have any yellow flag, sorry. But yeah, no, yeah, it was fun. It was a fun race.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun to watch, man. Samuel, once again, congratulations. I'm sure you're pretty happy with it. Anybody you want to shout out to?
First of all, I want to thank you for the broadcast, the guy for the league, Mike, Jake, and also the team moneymakers that we are racing for, and we have two in the top three tonight, me and Brendan. So
Absolutely, yeah. I know you guys are teammates. You raced each other a little bit there as well, but I do believe you wouldn't. You guys don't make it that hard for each other, or did I see that wrong?
I think we are racing. We are racing, trying to stay respectful. Maybe we are a little bit more respectful because we are teammate, but I don't think we give any chance to each other. If I want to pass him, I don't think he's gonna give me any chance to pass him. We are still racing though.
Yeah. He wouldn't make it too easy for you.
No, I wouldn't make it easy. In this race, Samuel is just flat out faster than me. Like in the modifieds earlier, I passed him when I had the opportunity. I'm not going to block him or do anything crazy, but he was just flat out faster. So I had nothing for him.
Right. All right, Brandon. Just let me just stay with you then, real quickly. It looked like you were It looked to me like you were struggling with your tires a little bit quicker than Samuel and Mark. Is that, did I see that right? Was it the tires that were giving you the most problems?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had burnt my tires up about lap 50, 55. I actually tried to do a short pit strategy where I pitted early under green flag. I was able to get the lap back, but it didn't really play out in my favor. Kind of like Samuel said, I was hoping that we didn't have those late cautions, which would give other people a chance to pit. But hey, the way it went the way that it did, and hats off to Samuel and Mark for being able to save those tires. I got to figure that out because I was just toast.
Okay, so Mark, let's bring you in there as well. Talking about tires, I don't know if you have like future vision, or do you know what happens in the future somehow? Because you stayed out there quite long. Brandon and Samuel had pitted under green, lost a lap to you, gained it back. You still stayed out there, and you were like losing a second to 1.2 second a lap, and that yellow that came, what was it, lap 92 or something? That saved you. Was that something you were anticipating, or what was the deal?
Well, actually, they all surprised me when they short pitted like that. And then I was stuck out there. I was just going to run it till either I ran out of gas because we were about 4 gallons short, or I got a yellow. And luckily, I got a yellow before we ran out of gas.
So you would have stayed out even longer?
Yep, I'd have stayed out till I had to pit because of we were about 4 to 6 gallons short, at least according to my calculations here. So yeah, I was going to run it till then.
So, but if it would have stayed green, wouldn't that have meant that you would have lost at least a lap on those guys if you would have had to pit under green?
Yeah, that was the roll of the dice, as they say. I'm already committed, so I might as well run it until either we get a yellow or I got a pit. And luckily, I got the yellow.
So basically, you're the kind of guy that you make a choice of doing it in a certain way and you stick to the plan.
Try to. I mean, sometimes making decisions on the fly for me doesn't work all that well, so I'll stick with what I made the first time and regret it later.
Well, it worked out well for you with the yellow. It looked like the 25 car of Michael Benedetto was really in trouble in the latter part of the race, and that gave you all chances to get some fresh tires for the final stint, and it kept you on the lead lap, pitting under yellow. So it was an exciting race. Talk me through that final instance there, a few laps before the finish, where you were underneath Samuel. It looked like you guys had a slight little touch there. You had to get off the gas, or what happened?
I got into him and I got into the throttle and I slid up and just tapped him, so I got out of it. I didn't want to wreck him because he had the line, he was in the lead, and the only way I was going to beat him was if I get a good run off before and just beat him to the line on that last lap because there was no way I was going to get around him on the inside and pass him.
So tell me what I mean. It's obvious that the inside line doesn't work that well. Is the problem that you can't get on the gas early enough on that inside line? Is that what it is?
Yeah, with these flat tracks and no banking, you got to really be up in front of somebody to be able to get that pass done on the inside. Otherwise, 9 times out of 10, you're just going to slide up either into them or all the way out to the wall if you stay in it. And you either got to hopefully you got better tires than they do, and that's about the only way you're going to get by.
Got you. Well, I mean, it looks like in the championship standings, you're not hurting all that bad. You have a pretty good lead on the rest of them as we got into this race. Your second place finish obviously is not going to hurt you all that bad. What are your expectations for the next one in what is it, Iowa?
Yeah, Iowa's a nice track. I like that one too. I'm expecting that one should be a fun race too. I'm looking forward. These guys it's been a lot of fun running with these guys. I'm getting to know these guys, and hopefully they're having fun running with me, and they're running a good league. It's really everybody gets along really well.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, we basically had a race running with 9 cars here, and it was not dull for one moment from my point of view. So that tells you something.
Yeah, so I just need to. Yeah, it was fun. Um, so also hats off to Samuel, man. He ran a great race.
Absolutely. All right, Mark, thank you very much. Anybody you want to shout out to tonight?
Thank you for the broadcast. I thank Mike and the guys that run the league, put it together, and host all these races. Got to thank my wife for letting me take a couple hours a night to do this, and let's get going for next time.
All right, thanks very much. Sam and Brandon, anything you want to add?
No, it was really a great run that we had, like, all together. The group is really nice, and I'm glad to be part of that group. Gonna be there next week.
Yeah, just for me, just want to thank my sponsor, Highway 50 Auto Sales, as usual. They put me in the setup. They put me in a lot of the money races that I run and make it happen for me here. So got to thank them, and then just thank the team, Moneymaker Motorsports, thank the league, thank the broadcast, and obviously thank the guys racing here that keep it clean and have a good show every week. So appreciate all of you guys.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. I can't wait till next week. You guys put on a hell of a show tonight here, and like I said, even with a small field, it's not dull for one moment. So keep up the good work, and we'll see you again next week.
Mark, thank you. Take care. Have a good night.
You
Thanks,
too.
Mark.
All right.
Thanks, Shumate.
All right, folks, that'll wrap it up here tonight at the Lucas Speedway here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We've heard from your top 3 finishers here. Let's bring back that final standing screen here for you, if I can get this to work. Looks like we're having a little bit of an issue here. There you have it. I apologize. I had a little bit of a technical hiccup here. Samuel Fontaine wins the race here at Lucas Speedway in Indianapolis, Indiana. Great race that we saw here. It was all about saving the tires and managing your car and your tires here. We heard from Mark Herzog. He decided on a certain strategy and stuck to it, and needed a yellow there to save him a little bit. But that's the way things play out in races like this. It is. It's not unfair to expect yellows late in the race. People get tired. People make mistakes. Even in a small field, stuff will happen. Brandon Hughes finished up in 3rd there. We heard him talk about how he has a little bit more difficulty saving those tires early on. He kind of ran him into the ground and had to pit early under green. He got his lap back running hard, but it still wasn't enough to be a real big threat to Samuel Fontaine, his teammate, and then Mark Herzog in 2nd position. Austin Reedy finished a very respectable 4th, gave Brandon a good run for his money there at the end. Jason Cole in 5th. Also on the lead lap still, and then it's Richard Benedetto in 6th, Matthew Telder in 7th, Michael Benedetto in 8th, and Michael Steffen in 9th. Sean Hayes, Kevin Davis, Jake Brooks, and Luke Daniels did not finish the race. Jake Brooks and Luke Daniels didn't start the race. So we had a good run here with 11 guys. Most of the race we ran with less than 10 drivers. But like I said, I didn't get bored one moment at all. It was a good run. Everybody was fair and clean, like we are used to in this series here. Next week we're going to be going to Iowa Speedway, and that'll be the penultimate round of this series. Mark Herzog is in good shape as far as points is concerned. We'll get you updated before that race once again, obviously, and we hope to see you there. This is Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.